The circus in Oxford, Mississippi just keeps getting stranger. For weeks, the entire college football world has been buzzing about Lane Kiffin and his future. Will he stay at Ole Miss? Will he jump ship to another big-time program? Everyone expected some clarity after the Egg Bowl, but instead of things calming down, the situation has taken a turn for the truly bizarre. And it all started with a seemingly innocent tweet. On Tuesday, Ole Miss's official account posted that their offensive coordinator, Charlie Weis Jr., was nominated for the Broyles Award, which is given to the best assistant coach in the country. A simple, standard post. You see it, you think, cool, good for him, and you keep scrolling. Nothing to see here, right? Wrong. This is where the story gets weird. One of the most respected and well-known reporters in college football, Chris Lowe, decided to chime in. He quoted the Ole Miss post and added his own commentary. It's Kiffin's offense. But Weis is the primary play caller. Now, hold on a second. Why would a veteran reporter feel the need to clarify that? It's like someone posting about a great new restaurant and a food critic jumping in to say, well, the head chef designed the menu, but the sous chef actually cooks the food. It's just odd. To understand why this is so strange, you need to know who Chris Lowe is. This isn't some random fan account or a new blogger trying to make a name. Lowe has been a staple in college football reporting for decades, most notably with ESPN, before recently joining On3. He's built a reputation for being professional, unbiased, and incredibly well-connected. For him to post something that so clearly looks like he's carrying water for Lane Kiffin is, to put it mildly, unprecedented. It immediately set off alarm bells for anyone following the Kiffin saga. Why would Lowe do this? The timing is everything. Kiffin is in the middle of a massive public relations dance. He's coaching an Ole Miss team that has a legitimate shot at the college football playoff, yet rumors are swirling nonstop that he's already got one foot out the door. He's been linked to multiple high-profile job openings, and his public statements have been a masterclass in non-answers and cryptic deflections. He says it's very important to finish the season at Ole Miss, but the subtext screams, and then we'll see. So, in the midst of all this chaos and speculation, Chris Lowe, a reporter known to have a closer relationship with Kiffin than most, makes this comment. It feels calculated. It's not a random observation. It's a message. But what's the message and who is it for? Let's break down the possibilities. First, let's consider the idea that this is a message to potential future employers. If you're a school looking to hire Lane Kiffin, you're hiring him primarily for his offensive genius. He's known as one of the best offensive minds and play callers in the game. But what if there's a narrative floating around that his offensive coordinator, Charlie Weis Jr., is the real secret sauce? That maybe Kiffin is just the face of the operation. Lowe's tweet directly combats that potential narrative. By stating it's Kiffin's offense, he reinforces the idea that the success of the Ole Miss attack is fundamentally a product of Lane Kiffin's design and philosophy. The part about Weis being the primary play caller almost feels like a secondary detail. A way to give Weis his due credit for the award nomination while making it crystal clear who is really in charge of the offensive scheme. It's a way to ensure that Kiffin's brand as an offensive guru remains undiluted. It is a preemptive strike against any athletic director who might wonder if Kiffin's success is transferable without his staff. The second possibility is that this is a message aimed directly at the Ole Miss fan base and administration. By highlighting that Kiffin is the architect of the offense, it subtly reminds everyone what they would be losing if he leaves. It's a power move. It says, sure, Charlie Weis is a great coordinator, but don't get any ideas. The magic you're seeing on the field, that's Lane's magic. Without him, this whole thing might fall apart. This could be a negotiation tactic, a way to increase his leverage with Ole Miss for a bigger contract or more resources. It's a reminder of his value at a time when his loyalty is being questioned. And honestly, at a very basic level, Lowe's post is just pointless. Everyone who follows college football knows Lane Kiffin is a brilliant offensive coach. It's not a state secret. Saying it's Kiffin's offense is like saying the sky is blue or water is wet. It's an obvious statement, which is what makes the act of stating it so suspicious. When a respected journalist states the obvious in a specific context, it's usually not for the benefit of the general public, it's to send a targeted message. This entire situation has created an alternate reality in Oxford. Lane Kiffin seems to be living in a world where he can flirt with other jobs in the most public way possible, all while his team is on the brink of historic success. He's become the portal king for coaches, always seemingly looking for the next best opportunity. And now, it appears he has members of the media acting as his unofficial spokespeople, shaping the narrative around his potential departure. What is truly fascinating is how this one tweet from Chris Lowe adds another layer to the Kiffin mystique. Kiffin has always been a master of controlling the message, often using social media himself to troll, joke, and keep everyone guessing. He's cultivated this persona of the unpredictable, meme-loving coach who is always one step ahead of the media, but having a veteran reporter seemingly do his bidding for him, that's a new level. It elevates the game from social media trolling to strategic information warfare. It makes you question everything. Is Chris Lowe just offering his professional opinion, or was he prompted? Was this a friendly favor for a source, or part of a larger, coordinated campaign to manage Kiffin's image during this critical period? We'll likely never know for sure, but the appearance is what matters. In the court of public opinion, it looks like one of the most respected reporters in the business just became a mouthpiece for a coach who is in the middle of a very public, very messy, and very high-stakes career decision. The drama is no longer just about wins, losses, and potential job openings. It's now about the media's role in it, about relationships between coaches and reporters, and about how narratives are built and controlled in the modern era of college football. The lines between reporting, analysis, and what some might call public relations have become incredibly blurred. This is why the situation in Oxford is so captivating. It's a perfect storm of on-field success, off-field drama, and a head coach who is a master of keeping the spotlight firmly on himself. The Charlie Weis Broyles nomination should have been a simple, positive story for Ole Miss, a moment to celebrate a talented assistant coach. Instead, thanks to a single tweet, it became another chapter in the never-ending Lane Kiffin circus. As we head into the final stretch of the season, every move Kiffin makes and every word spoken about him by those in his inner circle will be scrutinized. This latest incident with Chris Lowe just proves that in Lane Kiffin's world, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. There's always another angle, another motive, another act in the bizarre show that feels like it may never end. The weirdness has hit a new level, and honestly, we're all just watching to see what happens next. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to keep up with all the twists and turns of the college football season, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll be breaking down all the biggest stories right here. See you in the next one.